Our next speaker is Luciano Serra, who is the Director of Certification and Safety at magniX. He has significant experience in aerospace certification gained from working at industry leaders such as Embraer and Bombardier. Luciano's experience spans different countries, including Germany, Japan, Canada, Brazil, and Australia. He has advanced knowledge of airworthiness regulations worldwide, including aircraft type certification, design change approvals, and operational requirements. Luciano earned his bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering from Universidade Federal de Santa Catarina. He will be talking about electric propulsion path to certification. Please welcome Luciano.
So I will try to, in my presentation, to give you guys some of the hints or lessons that I've learned while I was working for Embraer and Bombardier, and also in Japan for JAMCO and other companies. And yeah, so you must be curious. For many of you, maybe don't know who magniX is. So yeah, so magniX was founded in 2009 and was founded as a research and development company. Just a small group of people really trying to develop electric engines, motors, better saying, and not really concerned, not really worried about aircraft or aviation. And it was only after they reached a good power density for those motors is that the obvious conclusion was taken. Yeah, aviation is the natural application for this, for those motors. And then a couple of, I don't know, almost a year ago, the company really changed its focus from small group of research and development people to become a business. And that's when many people like me started to join the company, and we are now close to, I think, past 40 people and growing very fast. And even business-wise, the progress is unbelievable. A year ago, I was in my previous job, and I was thinking, yeah, I need a little bit more excitement in my career. And this week, I was in Australia 2 days ago, then I was in Montreal yesterday, and then I'm here today. So yeah, be careful with what you wish. And so yeah, the company, as I said, is growing. So we are not anymore only in Australia. We are also in Seattle, where the headquarters will be, and we are implementing that in the moment. In Australia, we have our motor design group. We have our assembly line. It's a prototype assembly line. I don't want to give any wrong impression that we are producing hundreds of motors. We have our testing facility, and we have our Iron Bird. And in Seattle, we have our headquarters, power electronics team, and we have the X-Brain team. X-Brain is how we call our motor controller, or the not the inverters, but the brain of the EPU, similar to a FADEC, if you will. So we are developing that as well. We are developing inverters. We are developing the X-Brain. It's a nice marketing name. I hope you fix that. So yeah, this is an old picture from a couple of months ago, because today I think the 40 plus people would not fit in the picture. And it's an amazing thing. And I'm saying that not only because they will see the video later, but it's really an amazing team. When I started the first meeting, I was so impressed, and I thought to myself, I did not know we were allowed to have so much passion for what we do. And since then, I've been having a blast. We work like crazy, but it's an amazing group. A lot of knowledge from different companies. Most of them like me, that wanted to do something more meaningful in their careers. So, technology. You heard I'm a mechanical engineer, so please, no questions about how those things works. But I can say that our secret sauce is the way we arrange the magnetic design, the lightweight of the structure of the motor, and the liquid cooling system. So yes, we have a liquid cooling system, maybe a challenge for certification, but a fun challenge. I'm not so worried, but some work to be done on the STM groups regarding liquid cooling. Yeah, so these are our products, the line of products we have, the Magni 5, the Magni 250, and the Magni 500. And we can easily upscale that to up to 1 megawatt. So you can see there we have the Magni 250, 280 kilowatts, the Magni 500, 560, and we can increase that. First hand for you, we're planning to apply for certification very soon in the next couple of months. So when I said that we decided to become a business, it's because we were ready. So we are moving fast towards certification, and we are moving fast to have those motors installed in aircraft very soon. Yeah. So this is the X-Brain, a little bit of marketing material just for try to make you remember the name. So that's it. X-Brain is like a FADEC, so it's gonna improve the capabilities of the electric propulsion, and for sure this may be very useful for conversions when we think about integrating with aircraft OEMs. Maybe that will need to be integrated. So, but we want to have the capability and the knowledge. So we're going to offer the option. We have this option, and so we can cover a wide range of products or aircraft. Flight path to certification, very pretentious, sorry. Certification traps, and I think when I was preparing this presentation, what I wanted to bring was that we are here in the infancy of this new industry, and we will in the future remember this era where we thought everything was possible, and this is amazing. It's so good to be part of that. But certification is a tough process, and as I said, may crush some dreams. And some people, and I think there's a feeling for a couple of companies that, okay, when I do my application, I'm close to the end. I'm close to bring a product to the market. And the bad news is that you are not. Certification is a lengthy and painful process, full of traps. I listed 4 that I'm more familiar with, but I believe there are probably more than that. And startups, including ourselves, need to be really aware of those, because it's very nice to produce the schedules and that look very beautiful, but certification process have the tendency to crush schedules. So we need to be careful with that. So, well, the 4 ones: cost, risk management, unstable market requirements, and misjudgment of the subjective aspects of certification. I'm going to talk about them in the next slide. So cost, obvious one. I thought even, okay, should I put a slide about cost? Everybody knows that, but cost is a challenge for big OEMs, cost of certification. And very often they don't plan correctly, and they run out of cash. And that happens repeatedly, and we read about that. And they are doing conventional aircraft, and they have experience of dozens of years, or I don't know, almost 100 years. So for a startup trying to do something from scratch, new technology, no experience, please plan for those costs, and they are very big. So tasks, equipment, specialists on the different domains you need to show compliance. Traveling, it's unbelievable. There's a lot of traveling from you and from the authorities, authority fees, and thousands of meetings. It's endless. So as I said, financial planning is essential. So please plan for that. Risk management, and this one is very I carry with me because it's one of the it's very easy to overlook that. First of all, you need to understand the minimum maturity level of your technology before you apply for certification. The last thing you want to do is R&D during a certification process. For sure, you will have things that you're going to improve, you're going to change, but avoid as much as possible. That's it. Testing things that you don't know or trying new things during the certification process. This will increase the risk to a level that you may not be able to manage. Recently, there was a big OEM, yes, you will know who I'm talking about. They wanted to do an aircraft fully composite, fiber wire, so they pick and choose everything that was new in the market. And the big OEM, and what happened, they could not finish the project because simply it was too much. So the costs go up. And that said, avoid unnecessary risks. Understand your business case. Take whatever you think will help you in your to gain your market or to open your new utility, new application, but focus on that. If you start shopping around and say I want to do everything and oh, this is a new, I don't know, optical, like I don't, any technology you can take, but try to reduce to the things you really are good at, and then focus on that. And if you need to bring additional or new technology, be sure that you know or you have someone that you can bring to your company that has the full knowledge of that, because otherwise these things grow and grow, and then you're gonna run out of cash. And last but not least, the reach a sufficient understanding of the new standards. And that I think Tom and Greg yesterday probably already gave a couple of good explanations on that. The regulations changed, so even for experienced certification people, it's a new world, and for authorities as well. So we need to be really sure of that the standards cover what we are trying to do. And if not, we need to develop them, like liquid cooling. The ASTM standards today don't cover liquid cooling, and we know that. So we need to work with FAA, with EASA, to come up with, okay, what are the performance standards, what are the safety standards we need to comply. So we need to know that. I'm not saying it's impossible, we need to know, so you put that in your plan, because those things take time. I've worked with authorities to write special conditions a couple of times, and it's a nightmare. Sorry. It's not authorities' fault. I think it's really a painful process of interaction, and it's hard. Unstable market requirements, and this is for us, as an APU, we cannot be looking at, oh my God, all those designs. Every week there's a new design for electric aircraft, and I put quotation marks, but I think I didn't need to, because it's really every week. And we cannot be like, okay, that's so cool, we're gonna need to do our APU for that. Oh, this other one. Don't do that. And we are trying not to do that. We are trying to focus on what we have, what we want, and understand our performance objectives, what we can offer to the market, so we can go through this education process without floating around, without changing our minds. This is not good. And again, big OEMs can maybe take the cost, but startups have a harder time. Having said that, a little bit of flexibility is good. So it's good to understand where the market is going. We have, for sure, different or a target that is moving a little bit, right? Everybody's defining what is possible or what is not. We at Magnex, we define that we want to go up. We don't want to downscale our engines. I keep saying engine, sorry, but anyway. We don't want to, so small eVTOLs, they use small engines. Maybe we decided we are not for you, but big designs or designs using bigger APUs, yeah, those are the ones we want. So, yeah. Misjudgment of the subjective aspects of certification. I like that. So, one of the things I learned in my career is that if you go into a certification process without understanding what can go wrong or the areas where you may have problems, then you are setting yourself for trouble. So what I strongly advise is discuss with the authorities before you apply and try to identify those areas where, first of all, you have roadblocks. If you have roadblocks, solve them. But more than that, discuss about means of compliance. We are talking about a new technology. Means of compliance is also this open space. Design space is open, but also means of compliance is open. There's a lot of possibilities, what is amazing for us. But at the same time, FAA guys or EASA guys may not be so open in terms of means of compliance. We need to convince them. And it's easy to misjudge the excitement we are facing on FAA and EASA and other authorities for electric aviation. This is coming from the project managers, the management, what is amazing and very welcoming. But the ones who will do the actual certification work, they are not in those meetings, they are not, maybe they are not so excited, and they will scrutinize your design. I was going to say as hell, but probably not. They were going to really find every bit of problem with your design. So take those guys in advance, put in the room, and try to understand their opinion of this new thing. You need to convince them, and it's really complex because only one guy can stop your project or make you do a lot of designs or big nightmare, make you have a design in US and a different design in Europe. It's rare, but it may happen, and you don't want that. So at Magnex, what we are trying to do is having the certification requirements, the standards incorporated in our early stages. So we are getting the draft, the STM standards, everything we are putting into our set of requirements, design requirements. Our designers, our engineers, they have to understand what is behind the new requirements. Very hard to do because we have people coming from automotive, from Google, from different backgrounds, and you need to tell them, look, aviation is a different story. And it has been good so far. Question the conventional certification practices. So as I said, all of you guys know we are different, but how different we are. What is the difference of certifying an eVTOL that's gonna cross the sky of the big cities from a business jet? Clearly it's different, but how different? So you need to understand that to be able to find your solutions. And one thing that everybody knows it's important, so I just reinforce, get your design team working with your test team, with your manufacturing team. That's crucial. If you don't do that, you may need to go back to your design. And going back to your design, guess what? You need to redo all those meetings you did with your authority because you changed the design. And that task that you did that cost $300,000, you need to repeat. So you don't want that. So last is part of our strategies is to bring the authorities together. Last week we were with CASA at magniX. We're gonna meet with FAA and hopefully in the coming weeks. EASA, the same thing. So try to find what is best in each one of them and invite them to work together. We are in Australia, now we're in Seattle, so we have a couple of choices. Maybe some of you don't, but even so, try to understand how can your primary authority work with the other ones. Do a joint certification process. Be creative. We are participating in the ASTM group, Gamma meetings here, everywhere. So we are everywhere because we want to be sure we are not missing anything. If we miss something, we may have surprises. The surprises are not good things when we are doing certification. And last for us is as an APU provider, is to be a strong link with our partners in terms of safety. So trying to integrate our safety culture with their safety culture. And that's so important because from different levels, documentation, activities, kind of rigor you treat your product, and we can bring them up in places or areas where they are not maybe still or yet up to standard, and vice versa. They can also push us and force us to a new level of standards. So that was it. Thank you so much.